100 hash or star 200 hash to join Flex today. Switch to Flex. Get more, use everything.
I am Carol Nderi in Nyeri, and this is KTN News.
And welcome back to Kivumbi 2017. Thank you very much for staying with us. We'll continue with our coverage for the next 1 hour. We'll be getting back to our discussion in a few minutes. But before then, I just want us to cross over to Parliament and speak to my colleague, Patrick Amimo. He has been following what has been happening there since yesterday. We had the orientation of members of Parliament who have been elected. Today we have the Senators' induction. Amimo, what can you tell us since the last time we spoke? What has developed so far?
Thank you, Betty. At the Senate tent where their orientation process is ongoing, they've done some arrangements whereby when senators check in, they first of all interact with persons who man the media department. These are people very key. These personnel are very key because whenever a senator wants to have at least maybe a media briefing, these are the people he or she has to contact to ensure that whatever he wants to convey out there to Kenyans is done. After that particular department, media department, the arrangement has been done so much in that there is the next desk is for the parliamentary research services, and research services are very critical for members if they are to ensure that their contributions in the National Assembly are done in the Senate are done in a manner that really meets the standards of the legislation. The other department that we've seen is the Hansard department. Hansard department is very key because these are the people, the department that keeps records of whatever happens in both the plenary and also the House committees. Then there is the SACCO here, where members of Parliament can also, agree to join the parliamentary SACCO, or it's called Bunge SACCO. It's a very critical area now that we are encouraging the saving culture. We have the ICT briefing and issuing of emails. The ICT department will be very key. Senators have to know that this department exists, and whenever they want any assistance, then it's there for them. The parliamentary staff has made it easy for them. We also have another area desk on dealing with the county or constituency liaison office, and here we can see also there are also members who are already getting to this particular place to get to know what happens when it comes to dealing with liaison at the constituency level, because Senate basically is a house that is an oversight house for the county government, and it's very important for them to get to know what happens in that liaison office. Apart from that, we also have a department here that has been this could be which department is this? Medical department. Already these are for those members who want to seek insurance cover. Medical cover is very critical. NHIF, AON is very critical because members of Parliament have an insurance cover of up to 10 million shillings for them and their dependents. So the members are taken through that particular department. Here we have at least another desk that is dealing with the Human Resource Department, briefings and pensions. A very critical area because once you serve as a member of the Senate or National Assembly, once your term is over, you are entitled to 35% gratuity when you are leaving office. So it's something that it's ongoing, and it's been arranged in such a manner that all departments are catered for here, so that members, when they check in, they know which particular area should be done. And there is also here a photo booth where members' pictures will be taken as they are issued with a card to ensure that when they check into the house, everything is done in an orderly manner. So just to bring you up to speed here, we are seeing that members are just checking in, and those are all who are in the former Senate and the new ones. As I told you, this particular Senate has at least 12 members are former senators, and we'll have at least 35 new faces in this particular Senate. So among those are these, like we have Senator Gideon Moy here, and Senator, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, with these already, now we are looking at the second Senate. I don't know how do you see you yourself conducting business compared to the first Senate?
Well, the first Senate was obviously we had our teething problems. And I think this time round to be a more robust Senate, and it seems that it's a younger Senate which has been proclamated. So we're very happy and excited. and I'm happy to welcome all those who are the first-timers in.
Looking at it, there are 35 in number out of 47 elected. 35 are new faces. How do you intend to see? How do you see yourself going about this legislation process? And also, maybe given the experience in the last Senate, we saw there was at least some complaint that some legislation were being passed in the National Assembly without input from the Senate.
I think we've learned a lot from what happened in the first term, and how our relationship is going to be between ourselves and the National Assembly. And I think we'll take a different path for the sake of Kenyans. That's very important. But for me, I'd just like to welcome the new senators, the 35, and look forward to working with them for the better of our Republic, Kenya.
And maybe lastly, I've seen at least some 7 individuals have expressed interest for the Senate Speaker position. I don't know what is your take on this particular position as we head to the election for the Speaker tomorrow?
It is good. It is healthy, and the best person will win. I think, and all the candidates who presented themselves are very able candidates, and I think the senators will make a wise choice come then.
Thank you so much, Senator Gideon Moi. In fact, that's just a view from Senator Gideon Moi, just trying to share with us what really happens in this particular matter, and just maybe just getting to know is former Senator Wilfred Mashage, who is contesting for the speaker position. Dr. Mashage, welcome. I've just seen you've expressed an interest to contest for the speaker position. How far? Why did you think that this position is worth your candidature?
Thank you very much. I have served as a member of parliament for 10 years, then 5 years as a member of the Senate, an experience of 15 years in parliament, of which I served as a deputy minister in 5 ministries. At that time, it was referred to as assistant minister in 5 ministries, and a full cabinet minister for East African Community for some time. Then I went to the Senate, where I served as not only as a senator, but I was in 4 committees and served also as the chair of the Health Committee. And also, I was lucky to serve as a member of the Speaker's person. I've been able to not only chair, but to participate in the management of the Senate on day-to-day activities. I believe, my age also notwithstanding, I have matured enough to be the head of the Senate in this country.
Looking at it, I can see you doing some lobbying. You have seven other contestants in this particular position. How are you going to strategize yourself to ensure that you clinch this particular coveted position?
It's a democratic process. Really, every member of the Senate has only one vote. What is in their mind, I cannot read. But I'm trying to avail myself, especially for the new members who hear the name of Wilfred Machage and they have never seen the face behind that name, to see the face behind that name. I believe they know my ability over the years, and I believe they will listen to reason and choose me as a speaker.
In the first Senate, we saw there was that maybe sibling rivalry between the National Assembly and the Senate, with which house is the upper house. And we saw there were times when you complained that at least 30 pieces of legislation were passed without reference to the Senate. So in case you are chosen to be the Speaker, how do we see you maybe going to protect the role of the Senate in the country?
That was an unfortunate situation indeed. I think the relationship between the 2 speakers is of paramount importance. The head of the Senate and the head of the National Assembly should have a rapport, try to reason together. But more important is actualizing and actually respecting the Constitution. These matters have been prescribed very well by the Constitution on what is to be done on which bill. It's unfortunate that about 30 bills were passed with the National Assembly without referral to the Senate. Indeed, those are illegal laws. There's no question about it. There's no other name that they had to be ascended to by the President without the due process. And anybody can go to court and demand that these laws are annulled. A situation that I would not want to be repeated. I think what matters is communication. So long as there is communication between the executive, between the Senate, between the National Assembly, I think this will be something of the past. I intend to use that kind of mode to try and sort out this situation. In the matters of sibling rivalry, upper house, lower house. There's no question about it. The Senate is an upper house in every country. Unfortunately, the laws in Kenya give a little bit an edge to the National Assembly on certain matters, but that does not demean the Senate. I believe members can still carry the name of an upper house despite the support of the law until that amendment is made. I believe Kenyans have seen what the Senate is, the maturity of the Senate, especially the last Senate. I believe Kenyans will be ready to accept the change of law to give the Senate a little bit muscle to bite.
Thank you, Doctor. That's been Dr. Wilfred Mashage, who is also contesting for the position of the Speaker in the Senate. And just maybe, probably before, like I just have to get a lady voice from those the senators. And just joining me is just nominated Senator Pareno, Judith Pareno. Congratulations for being nominated as a senator. Now, as a female senator, we're looking at matters to do with gender, maybe gender bill. What's your take on this matter as you join the Senate?
I must say that I'm very excited. It's exciting to become a senator. Today I learned that, in fact, this name senator is permanent. It's not like any other name, so I want to make a difference. It should not just be a name. To me, I expect that in that Senate, I'll make a difference. I will do my duties as a legislator, which is legislation, oversight, and representation. I will represent my people well as represent the interest and the manifesto of the party that has sent me up as a legislator.
Looking at it, you've been in the East African Legislative Assembly, and now, in fact, your name was also had been proposed to join EALA. Now you're already on the nomination list for the Senate. What happens to the EALA?
Yeah, for Yala, it was frustrated by our own parliament. It is really sad. I have been so passionate about the ESC work, and it was sad that we could not conclude the business of Yala in the last sitting. I am hoping that it is going to be priority for this current parliament so that we actually bring up the interests of the community ahead of all our interests, because to me, the East African community is a community that Kenya should be in the forefront. Normally they call us the big brother. I feel that was a letdown in that particular aspect. We should have been able to elect from June. The next parliament was supposed to have been sworn in on 5th of June. It is now August. They have not been able to, all the countries have not been sworn in just because they are waiting for Kenya. I expect that this is going to be top priority, and I will do my best now that I'm in this position to take care of that interest. But by name being there, the party will have the chance to replace me with any other member, and I'm happy, and I'm sure they'll replace me with an able member that can be able to carry forth the interests of the community.
Thank you. So that's been Senator Judy Pareno, who once also served in EALA, but she now been nominated to the Senate, and she's just told us that she will ensure that at least whatever that list that members for the East African Parliament is fast tracked, so that we have the process at our regional parliament on board, and also